Right, good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for joining in and a very warm welcome. Happy first day of the month. It is April, and so, I think let's do things a little bit differently today. So, we'd normally have our product promo call, but I think today we'll just have a little heart to heart with one another. How's that? Okay, let's just scrap the product promo call. April Fools. And definitely not. We are absolutely having our product promo call. We couldn't be happier to have our product promo call. It's always such an incredible time to really connect with each other, with our communities, and it feels like a heart to heart already. And so we're having our product promo call, and that's final. And today I have a very special guest. An incredible leader, someone who truly does lead with heart, is currently a doTERRA Silver. And, I can mention all the other things that she does and all the other things that she is. And, in our business, we always say that that does not that it matters, but I think it is important that we do note all of the incredible things that our wellness advocates do. And so Robin Symes is also a biophilic interior designer. She's the Kahuna massage therapist, an entrepreneur, and of course, a doTERRA Silver. So excited to have her on the call tonight as she takes us through the month of April, a very exciting month. In the African calendar, the month of April is actually seen as a month where the cows are lying down. They're full of satiety. They're satisfied from the harvest in the beginning of the year. And so it's a start of the second quarter, really a time for you to use all of the resources that you have and to start to build further and find new inspiration and new momentum. So without further ado, please help me welcome Robin Symes. Hello, Robin.
Hello, Nana. Hello, everyone.
I hope you found my April Fool's joke funny.
Yeah.
I'm sure you were ready for a heart to heart.
Yeah. But the thing is that I think you're supposed to do it before 12 o'clock. April
Oh,
Fool.
really? Oh,
Yeah.
is that the rule?
It's okay.
Everything after that is set in stone. Well, thank you very much for being here, and please take it away.
Okay, great. I don't often use PowerPoint, so generally it's Canva. So we're going to just up level our skills today. Okay, so yeah, so as we're going into the winter months, the colder months, it is actually a great way for us to share doTERRA because there's always a visceral challenge with our health when the colder months come and our immune systems take a knock. And also, it's a beautiful season for us where we spend more time indoors and like cozying up, so we can have time to reflect on how are we supporting our healthy habits and sharing them in our community. And it's through these healthy habits that we stay grounded and we live intentionally. So the absolute king and queen of immune health is Oregano, which it is the product of the month. And chemically, it has the constituents thymol and carvacrol. If I say it incorrectly, excuse me. I'm not very scientific. I'm more the emotional type, but I'll try my best. So the thing about these specific constituents is they up-level our immune via the antimicrobial and the antioxidant effect that they have on our body. Thymol is that when you smell it, it has that minty aroma, and that's what we will generally smell in like a mouthwash or a disinfectant, that minty kind of smell. And the carbachol has that like pungent, like spicy, pungent smell. And that's what we would smell in like antibacterial things. That's what we can smell primarily in oreganum, and it's the highest constituent in oreganum. We use oreganum not only for helping us with our immune system, but we also use it for the anti-inflammatory properties. So we can use it for things like our immune bomb, which is helping with the inflammatory response, as well as helping us with our antibacterial, antiseptic effect in the body. So a little bit of Greek mythology is that oreganum was considered by the Greeks to be a gift from Aphrodite, and it symbolizes happiness and love. The word, when you break down oreganum, it breaks down into oros, which is mountain, and ganos, which is joy. So it means joy of the mountain. So it's also, so even though we associated primarily with that Italian food obsession we have with Italian food, the oregano, it was wild in Greece. And in ancient Greece, what they would also do is they would create wedding wreaths for the bride and the groom, and it's a symbol of joy and harmony. So it's blessing the bride and the groom with joy and harmony. And also, it was also grown on graves to wish peace for the. So that's a little bit of mythology. I always love seeing the depth of these beautiful oils and how ancient they are, and the significance not only as an alternative but as something original that we've known for years and years and years ancestrally. So I'm going to tell you a little story. I once made the terrible mistake of, in a darkened room, thinking I had my copaiba and putting a drop of oregano in my mouth. So I would love to know on this call, who of you, just like send an emoji, who of you have made the terrible mistake of putting oregano directly in your mouth, not knowing that you were, how potent it was. So emotionally, we know, so physically we know the effect of oregano on our to support our immune, to activate our immune system. But also we can think of oregano as having big clout emotionally. So it's kind of like that oil that we will lean to or integrate when we want to kind of, when we trying to avoid something in our life that is, we know isn't a good habit, and it kind of like we don't want to change. It might be a comfortable bad habit that we have in our lives, and or bad circuit of behavior that we keep on doing. And it's kind of like, I think of oregano as like a healthy masculine. It's like that big brother that comes and says, enough of that. I know this is going to be uncomfortable, but it's not serving you any longer. And so emotionally, we can work with oregano. It can be quite forceful, but in a good way, in a loving, supportive way. Because when we upregulate our immune system, by virtue of that, emotionally, we feel more fortified. And so it gives us that condition to be able to make necessary changes in our lives. And it helps us to feel more grounded and to take sure steps in these changes we want to make in our lives. The next oil we have is our 10% off adaptive. This is, we know it as our calming blend. And sorry, I just want to move this slide. I can't move it. So we know adaptive as that oil that we reach to specifically for our kids when they're going through, or when we're going through like an exam season. So it's almost like that we helping ourselves with overwhelm. It also helps us break the patterns that we get into. So our mind body can get into, from repeated ongoing stress. Our mind body can almost have that neural pathway and that remembrance. So we keep on being hyper vigilant even when we don't need to anymore. So incorporating adaptive helps us to break that pattern. And while it's also bringing in those calming oils, we know, so for example, magnolia, which is in the blend, as well as lavender, we know that that's high in linalool. And we know that that specific constituent is helpful for calming us. So it's giving us that calming. Spearmint is great for throat chakra, helping us open up our voice. Ironic that I couldn't say that. Your wild orange is uplifting, but your citruses are all very uplifting. Your rosemary, and we know for the exam season, great for memory and concentration and that type of thing. So those oils, and I feel like the most complementary for all of those things is the copaiba, because it's taking us deeper into the issue that we're dealing with, and it's helping us to reckon with ourselves on a deeper level on what it is that needs to change, what is at the root of that anxiety that needs to heal. And so it's helping to facilitate on a much deeper level with that synergy of the blend. So I'm going to talk a little bit about here how you can apply adaptive. There are, like how sometimes you get advised to put it on certain points. So like, for example, let's say here in the lister that I've provided, say for anxiety, the first one, we're talking about taking the oil and putting it in the web of your finger here. So you can take your adaptive and apply it at this pulse point here. And there's a very specific reason why we choose points to apply oils. You can take it there, and then what you can do is cup it over your nose and smell it. This is helping us regulate our nervous system. So it's activating our calm center, to rest and restore. So we're helping our body on like a double whammy. So we'll apply it to a pulse point, and then we can smell it, and it's helping our body regulate from anxiety. So also another example here is perhaps using adaptive for something quite chronic like bipolar, and the recommended spots for bipolar would be on the temples, and it would be, interestingly enough, on the inner thighs of our legs. And we wonder, like, well, why would that be that we would want to apply it there? Well, the thing is, on our temples, it's the skin is very thin, and also where we're applying it, it's going directly into the brain, and it goes quickly into the frontal lobe where we have our decision making, and also the amygdala. So it's super, super close, and it can get very fast into that, because with something chronic like bipolar, we want a quick effect. And then on the insides of our legs, We have lots of veins, and so the absorption is fast. And also the interesting part is that between our legs, it's warm, and that warmth also accelerates the absorption. There are other applications that you can advise, especially like kids who go off to school and they're super young and they get separation anxiety. Sending them with a comforter and some adaptive on it can really help with calming. And there are other applications and working with pulse points and like at the base of the spine, of the skull, going directly into the brain from the base of the can be highly effective. Then obviously we know, not obviously for some, but some of us who've been here for a long time, there's the full, so when you are sharing adaptive with customers as well as new people in your community, you can also talk about the system. And it's not just managing with smell, but it's also working systemically with neurotransmitter activity through nutrient and through smell and through pulse points. So you can, as we say, address it through different pathways. Then we're going on to, we always love this time of the year when we get a 20% discount on our top 10. The important thing I feel around this time, and it's a challenge because we want to also always tell people about all the amazing oils and what they do. But if we can, I feel like if we can paint a picture for people who haven't ever bought a top 10, I feel like the most compelling story is if we could imagine the difference we could make in our homes, is if we could look at it not just simply as the oils themselves, but the experience. What would it feel like if you felt prepared in your home when the things come up, when the earache comes up, when the burn comes up, when the cut comes up? How would it feel if you felt prepared? How would it feel if you weren't scrambling around and you didn't have the tools you needed in that moment? How would you actually feel about that? And how would it feel if you were not wasting your money on things that didn't work? So if we can help people to imagine what that could be like, then we can invite them and ask them if they're open to having that in their home, to trying it, and that they can address with a top 10, they can address 80% of what comes up in their family and the challenges that their family faces. So it's not about the oil. Yes, the oils are a tool, but it's really about someone's experience and how they feel about themselves. Do they feel like they have the capability? Do they have the peace of mind? And do they feel resourced as parents and as partners, and that they're making wise choices for their home? So just going back to what they provide, we know that in that kit, being very comprehensive, we're addressing major like the primary systems of the body in that kit, whether it's the home essentials or the family essentials. The home essentials being the 15 ml bottles plus a diffuser, the family essentials being the 5 ml bottles plus a diffuser. We are addressing the respiratory system. We are helping with digestive issues. We are helping with pain and muscle relief. We are helping with the immune, which we've spoken about with the Oregano, and emotional balance. We also can help to clean up the toxic load in our home through making recipes that don't have the chemicals in it. So these are the things that we can pose to people who are still discovering these incredible oils. So it's all about being resourced in the home and not just getting a kit. How resourced are you? I feel like sometimes when we are introducing a kit, it's quite overwhelming for people. So maybe a way is to always, and we always know it's good to listen, is pinpoint what is it that they're dealing with, and then tell them what's in the kit that is going to deal with that thing. So if they are wanting sleep or calm, then we know frankincense and lavender. Frankincense is obviously, we know, the king, but if it's a good one to go to for anxiety and for managing hard emotions. And then when we've regulated, we can sleep better, we can feel calm. And then I've set out a few inspirations there. If it's just cold and flu, we can say, okay, in the kit, we've got breathe or respiratory. We've got tea tree, which is going to help with your helping fighting any harmful bacteria or microbes that are invading your system, or oregano for our antibiotic, nature's antibiotic. So, and then energy and digestion, primary oils in the top 10 are lemon and zengest. Just putting lemon and water every day is going to help people with their digestive system. Then physical relief, the good old deep blue can create relief with pain. And also we did have oregano in the beginning, which could also help with a healthy inflammatory response internally for pain relief. So another thing that I spoke about in the previous slide is also getting oils into your home so that you can start swapping out synthetics for your cleaning, and also solutions that truly help with healing on a deep level. So the Aroma Touch Kit, I see the Aroma Touch Kit as a deepening of the customer's journey. So the customer will start off with getting to know the oils and implementing habits in their home that are helping with the baseline things that arise in the home. When people invest into Aroma Touch Kit, it's as if there's a deepening happening, there's a progression happening. And it's not just building habits, it's also deepening your relationship with the plants. And it's also through massage, we know, it creates not only an effect in the body, but it also creates connection between people. And it's beautiful to have that, to create that connection in the home. So when you invest in the Aroma Touch Kit, you get to connect more physically. And we know the effects of touch in healing. So with the Aroma Touch Kit, we're not only helping people to become more confident, but we then are deepening a practice of how we work with the oils and different ways. So we taking it to a deeper level. So we've still got our good citrus bloom as our gift for our enrollment. And we know that a 50 PV order will waive the fee for the customer to get their first oils. The 100 PV then gets them this beautiful oil. And isn't it ironic that it's the oil of new beginnings? Because if they've invested in a kit, it's a new beginning for them. And the blend is really I almost see it as though you've been given a bunch of flowers and it's brightening up your home, and also with the complement of the lemon, it's bringing that uplifting feeling. So the florals, it's got the high content of linalool, which are the calming chemistry of lavender and magnolia, and you've got the florals, which are soft and cultivating compassion for yourself, compassion for others. And then you've got that sunny citrus complement, which uplifts and energizes. And so when we feel that way, we have a deeper sense of joy and of self-worth, and it helps us to feel more grounded and content in the world, and then a more focused mindset on what we're wanting to achieve in the world. So here's some great news for us all. We always love a free shipment. And what is great is that we're going to be having the free shipment for 125 PV throughout the entire month. So we don't have to order only. Yes, I can see Sonia clapping. And then just an overview, which we discussed, remembering it's Oregano 5 ml, the little one, product of the month on 125 PV order before the 15th of the month, 10% off on adaptive, and then we've got the incredible 20% off home essentials, the family essentials, and the aroma touch kit. And now it's back to Nala.
Thank you so much, Robin. That's just such an incredible reminder of the beauty of our products and the beauty of our essential oils. I mean, just even being reminded of those areas and those points in your body where these oils are best absorbed, because that's what truly matters, right? That's why we say a little goes a long way. So thank you for this teaching. Thank you for reminding us of how blessed we are truly to have such incredible resources in our homes, and we're able to share these with the people that matter and the people that are in our lives and even beyond. So we really do appreciate you. Thank you, Robin.
Thanks, Nala.
So thank you. Thank you so much. It's been an absolute pleasure. This month truly is a great opportunity for you to run and just keep running in your business. Be inspired by, sometimes the cold weather, be inspired by the rain, be inspired by all of the things that you might not consider as something that's inspirational, but it's there, and it's there to remind you that every season has a reason, and this is truly a time for you to keep going in your business and to stay strong. So to all those that are in Diamond Club, keep going. We see you, we recognize you, we are proud of you, and we cannot wait to see great things truly come of the program. And until further, and until next time, we wish you a beautiful evening and have an awesome April month. Thank you. Bye.